Greetings, audiophiles and Mass Effect fans. Welcome to my reading of my fanfiction, After the Fall. This is a Mass Effect fanfiction, and as such, most of the characters and the universe belong to BioWare/EA Games. No copyright infringement is intended. However, the scenario and occurrences within this fanfiction are my intellectual property, so if you decide you want to share this with someone, credit me. Please. Part 9. Recriminations. Shepard stood impatiently in the lift. She had 3 data pads and was frustratedly trying to read them all at once. She had been holding 5, but she dropped 2, and bending down was painful, so she left them where they had fallen. Her dark brows furrowed together as her eyes flicked from screen to screen. When the lift doors opened, she was a little startled at her new location, until she remembered that she had meant to stop at engineering. After breakfast and her conversation with Liara, she had dropped Garrus off at the main battery, knowing he was keen to get back to work on the ship's guns. It seemed that every time the Normandy saw battle, those blasted things became uncalibrated. Shepard lost 2 more of her data pads as she stepped clumsily from the lift. "Shit," she muttered, kicking them clear of the elevator doors, then continuing on her way. She looked down at the only data pad she had managed to keep hold of, the Crucible project. Huh, that worked really well. Fell right into that fucking kid's trap. Is there anything we do that doesn't fit into the Reaper's plans? The Citadel, a trap. The relays, meant to get the Reapers around the galaxy faster. The Crucible was actually part of the Godchild's plan too. I'm not so sure. Shepard jumped. She hadn't realized that she was speaking aloud, or that she had been walking as she did so focused was she on her remaining data pad. Tali was standing at a control panel, her bright eyes curious behind her mask. "Not sure?" Shepard asked, limping over to stand beside her friend. She looked over Tali's shoulder and spied a picture of Rannoch on her station's screen. Tali quickly minimized it with a flick of her finger. "I heard you talking," the quarian admitted, "about the Crucible, and how you think it was part of the trap by the God Kid thing? That entity that was inside the Citadel?" "What about it?" Shepard asked, turning and leaning against the control panel. Tali did the same. For a moment the women listened to the hum of the engine. It seemed too quiet without Edie interrupting to inform the engineers of new information she might have gathered. "Where are Adams, Gabby, and Ken?" Shepard realized that the stillness was not merely due to the absence of Edie. Tali sighed quietly, adjusting a buckle on her suit. She had the habit of fidgeting when she was unhappy. "They're trying to do some rewriting. Losing Edie hit the Normandy harder than any weapon did. She ran a lot of key systems. The ship was refitted to accommodate her after the Alliance figured out that they needed you." Shepard nodded understandingly. "So what were you going to say about the Crucible?" "I've been looking over the schematics." The quarian turned and tapped a few buttons on her panel. Several 3-dimensional images popped up. A mass relay, the Citadel, and the Crucible. A few more button taps and the images had divided themselves into cross-sections, with key parts separated and becoming larger. "Look at the Citadel and the relay." Tali swatted her hand across one of the images, and it spun so Shepard could examine the point the young engineer pointed out. "What am I looking for?" Shepard may have been technically minded, but her expertise leaned far more towards hacking and reverse engineering weapons. "Help me out." "See here and here," Tali pointed. "These pieces, the building design, the tech, is all the same. You can tell it was made in the same time, with the same technology. But the Crucible?" Tali turned to the last image, starting it rotating with another sweep of her hand. "Look, it's piecemeal. Tech from different eras. Here, this is Prothean. These are the parts that we added. And over here is a whole section with tech I don't even recognize. Better yet, here. The tech is clearly very old, as in several cycles old. So it wasn't built by the Reapers." Shepard squinted at the images. Well, I don't know if the Reapers themselves made the relays in the Citadel, but certainly they were created in the same cycle, and likely by the same race. It makes sense. Shepard stood back, hands on hips. I've seen the Leviathan, the creatures that the Reapers first assimilated. They couldn't use anything like the Citadel. It would have been made by a race more our size and less deep space dwelling. Exactly. Tally nodded, tapping the panel again. The images vanished. What does this mean for us? I'm not sure yet, Tally said, rubbing her chin thoughtfully. But I don't think we have failed as much as we initially thought. If the crucible was never built by the Reapers, then maybe it was a weapon after all. But it fired, didn't it? Shepard asked, brows furrowing together. That's what killed the Reapers, the Geth, and Edie. I don't think so. Tally leaned over the control panel. I've been communicating with some of my fellow engineers in the migrant fleet, extrapolating images of the shockwave that took out the Reapers. I managed to get some information from the Turians as well. We put the information together, and... A screen appeared, and Shepard watched, eyebrows now raised, as it replayed what happened when she had made her fateful choice, to destroy the Reapers. I've never actually seen this. Shepard leaned down onto her elbows, her nose close to the video. I was getting the shit kicked out of me on the Citadel at the time. It looks like the Crucible's firing. It does, Tally nodded. But look at this. She brought up more images, this time graphs and grids. Power levels, the quarian explained. We registered no spike or reduction in power levels as the Crucible fired. She made air quotations with one finger on each hand, and Shepard had to hide her smile. If the weapon had actually been firing, we suspect we would have detected a huge energy spike and then release. So it didn't fire. Does not seem that way. Tally nodded. Shepard let her hands clench into fists. Damn it, I need to get over there and check it out as soon as possible. I agree, Shepard. We have so much to do. Tally's shoulders sagged. I'm sorry, Shepard said, her voice suddenly hollow. I let you down. You should be building a house on your homeworld right now. Tally hung her head. You're right. I should be. The geth should be there, helping us. We finally brokered a peace. You finally... There was a hitch in Tally's voice. Shepard reached out, then hesitated, withdrawing her hand, letting it fall back to her side. This is my fault. I screwed up. I don't know how, but I did. I stranded us here. If we can't get those relays working, we will eventually starve to death. Not quickly or neatly, bit by bit. Food will run out in fits and starts because we still have the live ships and Earth's crops, but it will run out. You're so cheery. Tally was looking straight at Shepard, eyes shining with a hint of their old mischief. I never said I blamed you for this. It's bad that we are trapped here, and you're right that I should be on Rannoch, figuring out where I want to put the dining room. But I'm not, and it's not your fault. It's the Reaper's fault. Shepard gave Tally a wan smile. Normally, Shepard was eager to point out when the blame should fall on the giant death machines from space, but in that moment she wasn't so sure. She couldn't shake the feeling that she'd done something wrong, that this was her fault. She didn't know how yet. Her only hope was to set it right. She couldn't let Tally know how she felt. A strong outward appearance was all Shepard had left. So, your people are working on repairing the relays? Yes, Tally nodded, her tone lighter. We're the best in the galaxy. If we can't repair them, who can? Exactly, Shepard smiled. I've personally been overseeing the work on the geth on Edie. Is Edie's body, her platform, still aboard the Normandy? Shepard asked, jerking her head up. She is, Tally said. In another section of engineering. Do you want to see her? Yes. Tally led the way. The small room they entered was dimly lit, so at first Shepard did not realize that there was anyone there besides the two of them and Edie's body, laying prone on the work table. Then Shepard heard someone speaking in low tones. I played poker with James Vega and Caden today. James won again. Still, I didn't do as badly as Caden. He really shouldn't play that game. Too honest of a face. Joker? Shepard asked. Lights, Tally said, and the illumination turned on. Joker sat on the other side of the table, holding Edie's hand. He looked up at the two women with a mixture of annoyance and surprise. Shepard, Tally. Jeff, I'm sorry, Shepard said quickly. I didn't know you were in here. I just wanted to see Edie. Right. I'll get out of your way, Joker said, and shuffled awkwardly towards the door. As he passed her, Shepard touched his arm, but he pulled away, tugging his hat brim down with his other hand as he left. Jeff, Shepard called after him, but he didn't give any sign that he had heard her. Her heart felt like a cold stone. If she had felt guilty before, she felt doubly so now. She was causing her crew pain. What captain would do that to her people? She chewed her lip, trying to focus on the problem at hand. She would talk to Joker as soon as she could. I've been trying to figure out what caused Edie to deactivate, Tally was saying, picking up a tool. She opened a panel in Edie's chest. Shepard felt oddly intrusive looking at the circuits and mechanisms inside her AI friend's body. I was told it had something to do with the Reaper tech the elusive man used on her. Shepard crossed her arms to keep out of the way. Actually, the Reaper tech is a holdover. Dr. Eva, you remember her? That bitch that beat the shit out of Caden? Yes, I recall her. Shepard gritted her teeth. Her body had a lot of Reaper tech in it, Tally explained, tinkering absently inside Edie's body cavity. Why wasn't Edie's consciousness saved by the Normandy's backups, if it was only the body that had Reaper tech? Shepard asked. That's what I wondered for a long time, Tally said, looking up. But Ken discovered something in the ship as well. Someone placed Reaper tech in the core systems. It's very well disguised. I'm sure she didn't know it was there. What was the purpose of the tech? Shepard asked. I think it was meant to act like geth indoctrination, to make Edie work for the Reapers behind our backs. However, the program I found was not sufficient to indoctrinate a true AI. If she hadn't been unshackled, she likely would have turned on us all. I'll have to tell Joker, Shepard mumbled, squinting at Tally's work, still feeling a bit like she was looking into someone's guts. I still have not figured out why she won't reactivate, however, Tally sighed. I've tried everything I can think of. Same with the geth. We should be able to reactivate them. It should be simple enough, but for some reason every attempt is failing. You'll get it, Tally, Shepard said, putting a hand on her friend's shoulder. Thanks, Shepard. And I just wanted to say, if we had to be trapped anywhere, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad it's aboard the Normandy. Ranak may be my home planet, but the Normandy is my home, and you are my captain. Shepard felt her face go warm as her feelings conflicted. Tally looked up to her, and the quarian did not admire or trust people easily. Still, what sort of captain was she really? Was her crew so blind to her failings? She raised her chin and smiled confidently. Thanks, Tally. It means everything to have your support, and your brilliant mind at work. Tally dipped her head. Shepard knew the gesture. Modesty after a compliment. Shepard did feel a little spark of confidence return. She knew her alien crew members well enough to read their body language. She couldn't be the galaxy's worst captain. Maybe only second worst. Commander! An urgent voice piped over the comm, and both Shepard and Tally jumped. Trainer, what is it? Shepard barked. You'd better get to the command center, ma'am. Just tell me, Shepard said, already walking as fast as she could, Tally keeping pace. They've located Major Kirahi, ma'am. They have? Is he alive? Injured? Report, damn it! Ma'am, just please come to the command center. Shepard made an audible growl as she reached the lift. She smacked the buttons to summon it, as though it was the panel's fault that the lift was so sluggish. When the doors opened, Caden was standing there, confusedly holding the datapads Shepard had dropped. About face, she ordered him. We're heading for the command center. Her tone was military and clipped. Caden changed the elevator's destination, then turned to Shepard and Tally, his eyebrow raised. The two women didn't supply him with any information. All right, report, Shepard strode onto the command deck without so much as a hitch in her step. She didn't even register the pain that shot up her legs. Traynor turned from her station and indicated a video display. Shepard's eyes widened as she saw the figure on the display. A man, about Shepard's age, with tough, scarred face and short blonde hair. His blue eyes were fierce as ever, and he wore a red bandana around his neck. "Richter," Shepard breathed. "Who?" Kaidan asked. "This is a pre-recorded message for you, Commander," Traynor explained, pressing the play button and stepping back, arms wrapped around herself, looking nervous. The man on the screen began speaking. "Lori? Or is it Commander? Do you make all your men call you that? I've got someone here who says he knows you, Lori. Says you might want him back." The scene panned back, and Shepard saw several other humans standing around a lean, oddly shaped figure tied awkwardly to a chair. "Kirahi," Shepard breathed. "Listen up, Lori, and listen good. We don't like the situation you got us into, so you're going to have to come chat with us. Humans only. No bringing any of your alien crew. I'm sending you coordinates. Be there in 2 days or your Solarian won't be so alive anymore." Shepard blinked, completely stunned. She felt like someone had kicked her metaphorical feet out from under her. Her breath came in short hitches. "Who was that?" asked Tali, an edge in her voice, detectable even through her suit's comm system. "An old boyfriend," Shepard whispered.